back to Slightly More Milk, the podcast with hot gossip and even hotter wings.
Oh man, now I wish. Why didn't you guys bring wings?
Are we allowed to just steal other people's ideas?
He gave me the okay on that.
You're not allowed to do that.
I just said it as a joke, and he's like, "You totally have to do that."
Yeah, and you said
I was totally joking.
Please don't sue us. It's from Hot
Ones.
Is it from Hot Ones?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wanted to say
Hotter questions and even hotter wings.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because now I want wings. You jerks.
Remember when we used to eat Buffalo Wild Wings?
Every
Like
week.
3 times a week. It was like 3 times a week. It was an alarming amount.
Did I tell you my
had to build
philosophy
up
on
a
Buffalo Wild
tolerance.
Wings?
Huh?
My
What?
philosophy on Buffalo Wild
No,
Wings?
go on.
I hate it. I don't like
There
when
it
I
is.
eat it.
There it
I
is.
am
He hates
when I
it.
eat it, I am so just whelmed. Like this is really not that good, and it kind of hurts and it makes me fucking shit myself every time I eat it.
But
and
once
then
you
you
go have it
leave
for a while-
and you go a week. You're like, fuck, Buffalo Wild Wings really tastes much. And you go there and I go, why did I do this to myself? A week goes by. Oh, I love some Buffalo Wild Wings every fucking week. I don't know why it happens.
They're okay, but that's why you go on either Tuesday if you want bone or Thursday if you just want the
yeah.
nuggets.
Go
Because
cheap.
then you get it basically for free.
Dude, I don't think we're gonna do 5 minutes ahead of my life. I can't plan that far out. I'm fucking just walking around like, woo, okay.
You know, it has the same exact
Biggest
effect
thing.
as the red apple. Right? The buffet in
No,
Concord.
no. Actually, after I graduated high school, I'm like, I'm never going.
I
here
still
again.
think about it, and like before I fall asleep at night, I'm like,
awful
fucking
food.
sweet
But then
donuts.
you go, and
then
you're like, "This is the worst thing I've ever
Last
eaten."
time I went,
Garbage.
I almost threw up on my plate because I'd like eaten so much, and I'm like, this is so like bad, but I'm still doing it. Like I'm
Yeah.
still gonna keep eating it.
I love that.
It's a
'cause that's-
buffet mentality.
Yeah, no, that's Derek's mentality where he gets
Oh
he
my
tries to
God.
stretch the dollar
am
out as much as
Wait.
So if he goes to a buffet, he will eat till he pukes, then eat more. Like
Well,
I
yeah,
just
'cause
spent
it's-
$15. I'm making it worth it.
Yeah, that's
It's not really that cheap, like $15, but
Because it wasn't $15.
it's like 11
It's-
bucks, 12 bucks.
it's gone up to
Oh,
like
has it?
13 now.
Derek will
Yeah.
eat 5 pounds of food per dollar.
But yeah, no, well, like
the
that's
frugal miser is done now.
No one ever talks about Derek like that but me. Every time Derek does that, I'm like, Derek, you know what?
You know what's funny? How
Well,
he
I was-
doesn't like to spend money.
I was gonna say because that's my family's philosophy too. If we go to a buffet, like go get the expensive stuff. Make sure that they don't make a cent off
Yeah.
of you.
Nope, I'm the kind
It's
of person.
all you can eat.
I'll spend $12, have like one thing, like, okay, that's good, put it away, and then walk out.
Speaking of places that we've eaten, we
Go
should
on.
tell the story of Salem on Sunday.
yeah.
How
What'd you-
Fucking God.
What'd you
Yeah.
guys do down in Salem? Jesus
Maggie
Christ.
can tell it.
We found witches, we burned them at the stake.
Yeah, what do you
Oh.
think
Yeah.
we did, dude?
Yeah,
stuffed
Wait,
one
you
in
found my
trunk.
cat?
it's the most legal purging you can do in America.
Statistically speaking. We went down to Salem, Mass for the witching hour festivities for Halloween because it's
Yeah, 'cause it's
notoriously known for
Halloween.
witches. Yeah.
No, it's actually pretty cool, but I wouldn't go again. Like the day or two
A day,
before
yeah.
Halloween,
No,
it was
definitely
like
not.
madness. But
We got free tickets, so that's kind of cool.
we
Yeah,
got
you
free
did
tickets
scam some guy
and
to tickets.
basically a free shirt. I don't know if we can.
Two
No,
free
yeah,
shirts,
yeah,
actually.
That's
I-
fine.
Because
Nobody.
that was pretty dope.
It was pretty dope, but we
Yeah.
did get the shittiest service imaginable.
Yeah, I mean they kind of deserved it. But.
Tell the story.
what
Why don't you tell the
happened?
story?
And
You
I
have to
tell
do
you
it.
straight,
Yeah, you
I'm
have to do it.
horrible
You
at
have to
telling
do it.
stories.
First off,
You're better
before
than
the-
Tyler. You have to do it.
before this happens,
I was just trying to prod you into.
sometimes I wish I wasn't such a giant pussy, and just like said what I wanted to say to anyone. But I'm like,
Yeah. We kinda did.
Like I'm gonna be an ass. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be such a dick to this guy. Have a nice day.
Honestly, though, like part of
you.
me wanted to keep egging them on just so I was like totally cool with not leaving a tip.
So justified.
You know,
Right, completely.
but no. So we go to this place. I don't remember the name, but I probably shouldn't say it anyways.
Kokeshi.
Yeah, Kokeshi.
No, shout out to really good food and really bad service.
Yeah,
Definitely.
except don't get the udon noodles because it's like straight boogers.
Yep.
Like
Well,
they were
unless you
too
eat
thick.
boogers.
They were
Unless
too
you eat
thick
boogers,
and too mushy.
like a lot of us.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd. You eat
You
burgers,
know
little
he
nerd.
does.
wanna
You
eat-
know
roast.
he does.
You want a swirly nerd?
Anyhow.
Okay, so we walk
what
in,
happened?
and the first thing we see is this badass
No hand jobs.
The
Wu-Tang
shirt,
Clan shirt. Like, it was a symbol, and then it said Kokeshi in front of it. So you were like, yo, how much is that shirt? And then kind of forgot about it, I guess, and then we sat down and started eating, and then...
I don't know. We sat down and then waited like
Yeah, I know.
45 minutes
for
before we began
noodle
eating.
bowls,
And it wasn't-
basically.
3 noodle
Wait,
bowls. It's a
hold on.
ramen.
There's probably about
Okay,
10 people
okay.
there too.
But wait, you ordered and then took 45 minutes to get.
We took like 10 minutes to order.
Yeah.
And like we sat at
There was
the
only
bar.
like 5 different noodle bowls on the menu,
know.
so...
I'm guessing ramen, udon, and then other flavors.
Some other
Yeah.
various we got like edamame, which was pretty good.
And if you wanted
Yeah.
pork
Oh my
belly,
God.
Oh yeah, and I ate edamame. Man, this was a total
Yeah,
experience.
it was so good. So
He's
Well,
like,
side note.
Okay, we have to do
We
it.
we just swallow the pot whole.
we
Just down got.
we ordered
is
an
already
appetizer of steamed edamame. And, you know, if you've ever had it, they come, like, in the pod. It doesn't
In
come,
the
like...
skin.
It
Can I
doesn't
pause real
come
quick?
de-shelled.
Edamame tastes just like hydrogen peroxide. Go on.
Now nobody
Yeah,
can unsee
don't try
that.
this at home, kids. But no, so we get to edamame. I'm like, Derek, have you ever had this? You should totally try it. And so without, like, I
I'm
didn't
not
even
looking. I'm looking.
think about letting him know that, like, you're not supposed to eat the skin.
The whole fucking
The skin
thing.
that's like hard and hairy and disgusting. So I wasn't even paying attention, but apparently he ate the entire thing, like the pod and everything.
whole stalk?
And yes, and then I'm like, yo, how was it? Like, was that good? He's like, and he was trying to be so polite about it, like, oh, they're okay. And I look over as he's like spitting out the entire thing. I'm like, dude, did you eat the whole pod? He's like, yeah, you're not supposed to.
You're probably thinking,
It was
like,
so funny.
how the fuck do people eat
Yeah,
these?
like picture like a small cactus with like edible jelly beans inside, and I just ate the cactus. That's the whole part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I ended up
I wanted to get that sweet cactus water, so I just ate the cactus.
sweet, small,
so
portable
funny.
cactus nectar.
But the best part was how like you were trying to be polite because me and Tyler were like
I
enjoying
know you
it
guys
so
seem so
much.
hyped about it.
He didn't notice the bowl full of skins right next to it.
You know what the problem is I've only seen edamame at like we had a fusion roll bar at UNH where you could get like rice wraps with edamame in them if you wanted, and that was
So it was
only-
like de-shelled.
yeah,
already.
and it's all like shiny and glistening. And
Delicious.
my previous experience with eating pea pods is always eat the motherfucker shell and all because it's really good and,
And
it's
they're
really
not hairy.
and they're also not covered in small fibrous hairs that irritate the fuck out of my mouth. And so I just kind of dove right in that one.
Yeah.
That's what look
Yeah.
over. Think it's good.
It was really like, because at first it was like, this tastes really good because I can
salt,
suck
yeah.
all the salt and the oil off because they're fried or whatever. And I was like, this is great. And I bite into it, I was like, this is not only great, but it is hard to eat. Like, very, very hard
When
to
you
eat.
first
We
saw
were
a
off to a
kiwi,
great
did you
start.
just bite into it?
No, she handed me one. You know what it was? I grabbed it with chopsticks because they weren't, I didn't know because you're like grab and
Yeah.
suck them out like
Yeah.
shrimp kind of. Grabbed it with chopsticks and like put it in my mouth like crunch.
I would.
Awful.
I like to imagine that the staff is looking at you and just laughing.
No,
Maybe
they
that's
they
why we
weren't
got
paying
shitty
attention.
service is because
No, I
of
think
my
I said
edamame.
it
Look at
off.
this idiot.
I think I set it
Saw
off
that.
because I was like, oh, I'll have the, foga or whatever it was. And then I think I asked if it was spicy or something. And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh,
Yes.
well, I don't want that then. And then he's
Fucking
like,
balls
and
on
I'm like,
you.
just come back to me. And he's like, well, they
Back in right
already
now.
ordered. Do you want me to put their order? I'm like, yeah, just come
guess.
back
And
to
he's
me.
like, I literally cannot do the one thing I'm paid
I
to
know.
do. I can't handle this.
well,
right
and then he
now.
came back and I'm like, so what's like not spicy?
Right. He's like, I don't know about that.
He's like, you're asking way too much of me. But yeah, so we were off to a great start with the edamame.
This waiter is.
He was
most
terrible.
incompetent,
He was terrible.
like trio of people. You'll soon
Yeah.
come to
3
learn.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, it takes a village. It was wild.
So
Just
I
serve 3
can't
people.
like I have
We're-
a horrible
we're
memory.
They were evidently outgunned.
Well, no, we overheard that one lady. She literally had just clocked in.
Yep.
The one who was initially rude to us. She had
Yes.
just clocked in and she's like, I'm so over this Halloween shit. Like,
and I-
you work in
already?
Salem.
No,
like,
I know, right?
what do you expect?
When she said that, I looked around. There's like 10 people in the bar. I'm like, this is fucking busy.
Yeah,
You guys do
yeah.
just fucking play cards all day.
Also, maybe you shouldn't have moved to Halloween Town, USA.
Yeah,
Right?
Fucking meanie.
But yeah, so I don't know. I know the shirt story, but I can't remember really like exactly
can tell
what
you everything.
was rude. I know it was when we asked for a check, but
Oh, it
before
wasn't about
that,
the shirt, it was about the
before
check.
before the check,
Yeah.
you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get a shirt before we leave." So you went up and asked the guy for a shirt. He
Yeah.
gave it to you, and you were like, "Can I just put this on my bill?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, man, whatever."
Yeah.
So you sat back down, and you were kind of like, "I think the right thing to do is like put it on my bill and whatever." And you were going to
Absolutely
and
was
because
so ready
you
to do
asked me
that.
and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do,
I was
but like
ready to
that
do
we're in
that.
Salem, like that's bad juju, blah blah blah. So then we asked for a check, I think from the lady who was like miserable to begin with, right? And then that other man who wasn't our waiter came over.
The guy who was tending the bar the whole time.
Yeah, and he was like, "What do you guys need?" And we were like, "We just want our check."
No. Even before that, you wanted a box, and you couldn't even fathom
Oh,
the fact that
yeah!
you wanted
Or
a box
pen.
for your
Yes!
noodle soup.
Or pen.
Or what?
Oh, first
Or
I asked for a pen. Nobody grabbed a pen, so we stole one from the
Pen,
front desk.
pen machine broke.
Dude, she's like, can I get a box? And he like did an actual double take and was like, what do you want? And we were like, a box for the noodles?
See, like I would say the correct response would be, oh, there's no boxes, but we have these Tupperware things or whatever.
No, I mean like a to-go thing. With
Yeah,
the general implication.
Spit
Yes,
your
I know,
face.
but like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, they're not
Fuck, you're
boxes.
I didn't realize I had to ask for a to-go
A
bowl.
damn bucket.
Yeah, but like it's really like, oh, we don't use boxes, and then show like the tube, the soup tube.
Soup tube.
That's what I'll
tube,
call it.
yeah.
What he said was, we could pour it in the toilet, you could drink it out of that. Fucking
Well,
loser.
flush it
slimy
down. It
dog.
should go to your house, right?
Fucking piece of shit like you are. So eventually we procured our soup tubes. And then asked for the check.
Yes,
And
maybe
he could-
from him actually, maybe
God.
not from the
Yeah,
girl.
like, can you please split the check? And he's like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like,
No,
you're a
first
fucking
he gave
waiter.
us attitude for asking for the check.
What?
Then he said, "Well, what do you need?" And I was like, "We just need 3 checks." And he was like, 3 checks? And I'm like, or no, they thought we wanted 3 checks. And I
'Cause
said,
I
no.
said that.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, 2. I'll take Tyler's and then Derek. And that was totally like apparently uncalled for.
Unbelievable,
Like,
according to him.
yeah, we committed
You
some
made-
crime.
he
You
was-
made less work for me. Come on.
Dude, he's tending the bar and he's like, I just give me 1 second.
Yep.
I can only do one thing at a time. While there's like 2 people standing next to him.
He's
Basically-
like
and
slowly
basically in-
picking up a glass
Dude,
to
these-
put on the bar. Like, hold on.
I can only take it. These 2 people were in NPC idle mode, just like standing there. Not really, but like he was like, I can only do one thing at a time. Right, just give me a second, and we're like, okay.
And then the
me and
girl-
Tyler were like, whoo.
Yeah,
I know, that's when it started.
Alright.
One quick question: was the bartender's idle animation just keeps repeating? Is
No,
that
he's
what's happening?
T-posing. He's T-posing.
Oh, so
Yeah.
he's not even animated.
What are they gonna say? Oh, and he goes like, so what do you guys want? I'm like, I just want to get out of here. It's like, I want to leave.
She's like,
Yeah, and she's
"What
like,
is
we're a
it
little
you
bit-
want?
we're a
What
little
is it you
busy."
need?"
No, I definitely pissed her off. That was me because I was like, I want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and then
That's what
after
I
you
said.
said that, I was like, she said, we're kind of in the middle of something right now. And I'm like, well, can
Oh,
we
sorry
get
to bother
the
you,
guy,
fuckhead.
because the guy who actually got our order
just sound like terrible
was behind
people
them.
now.
Like, remember, he was like showing everybody his costume or something. And I'm
Yeah.
like pointing to him and I said, well, he's the one who took our order. Can't he do it? He's not doing anything, clearly. And that, they didn't like
So then
that.
went up to the guy. He's like, what do you need? Rum and Coke? I can only do one thing at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
You want Coke or you want rum? I can't.
Did you also see the way the dishwasher, who was innocent in this entire exchange, but the way he was doing his job on a slow day, that guy had it fucking dialed in. I was watching the whole time, like, yeah, dude, like, you take your time. He took his cups and just,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Just flipped it upside down and
like, every so often, and he did this weird thing where he would, like, twist his hands around, grab 2 cups, flip, and, like, put one on top of the other, and I'm watching him with, like, hypnotized, like, like, the whole time. It's just like, you're not even doing your job at all. Yeah, exactly. So he was cool, but
Yeah.
he
I
was
don't know.
cool. He didn't do anything.
I was right next to
Yeah.
him too. I turned his phone like, oh fuck.
I mean, evidently nobody there was like competent enough to like serve us, but
The
yeah,
whole time it was happening, in my head, I'm going, God, I hope Derek steals this fucking shirt.
Jeez.
yeah. I ended up taking the shirt because I was so furious. It was
And
an
it was,
$18
like-
shirt. I was totally okay with paying
Dude,
$18.
don't tell them that. They listen in.
Yeah, I know. I stole your shirt. Kids, don't steal shit. It's bad. I was mad, but
Well, it was more
upstairs?
like it was more like no, it wasn't like an intentional steal. It was more like there was so much going on, and we were all so angry that we were just like, get the check as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you had said like, I have to add this shirt to my bill, their heads would have exploded,
imploded. They
and we would have never gotten out of there.
That, can you imagine?
We sell shirts?
Yeah. Buying something other than food, like that's amazing. I do feel bad for stealing the shirt just because, like,
I don't.
I mean, you don't because they're assholes, but like everybody has off days and you
Oh,
shouldn't
but
steal
wait.
shit.
Oh, but wait.
You know, it's not their fault. There's probably
There's
lead in their
more.
water or something that makes them stupid.
Yeah,
This story
Tyler.
gets even better.
does it get even better?
It does get even better. So we left. We went on doing our Salem activities.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna-
Stealing
And
children.
went
Burning people.
on what I think you lost it when we. Well,
You
the whole
lost
time I
the
kept.
shirt?
No, the
Okay,
whole
hang
time.
on,
Listen,
dude.
listen, the whole time I kept grabbing it. Derek would walk away. I'd grab the
Yeah,
shirt,
yeah.
hand it to
looked
him,
me
and
in the
I'd
eyes
say,
and put this fucking thing
I was
on
like,
right
just put
now."
the shirt on. Just put it over your clothes. Put the shirt on. And he's like, no, it's okay. He'd grab it. We'd walk away. And then the one time I didn't do it, we're on some like ghost tour, and Derek's like,
In an abandoned alley.
fuck, guys, I lost my shirt. I'm like, saw that coming like 2 hours
Dude, you
ago.
were cursed.
I know. It's so stolen, honestly.
So he decides that he's gonna go back into this horrible restaurant where he didn't even pay for the shirt to try and get another one.
And it totally worked.
It totally worked.
Because
Wait, did you go in and get a free shirt?
no, well, it wasn't.
Yes, he did.
Effectively, yes. Literally, no. I went in, and remember the very short
he was
Filipino
cool.
kid who was
Yeah,
wicked
the
cool?
only nice guy
Yeah,
there.
he was like this wicked nice kid, and I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Hey, you're back." And I was like, "I just went on that haunted ghost tour," and he was like, "That's cool," and I was like, "No, it's
Neat.
not."
No,
I
what's
said,
up? How you doing?
I said, I lost my yeah. You wanna come with me? And I was like, I lost my shirt, and he's like, "Oh shit," and I was like, "I know," and I'm really fucking bummed, and I didn't tell him that I took it without paying. And I said, "I'm really fucking bummed, and what can you do for me here?" He's like, "Didn't you leave it here?" And I was like, No. I said I was. He's like, "I thought you left it here." No, he actually did this. I was like, "No, you're right. I think I did leave it here." He's like, Yeah. And he's like looking down underneath, and he grabs my shirt, and I was like, "Fucking right." And I slipped him a $5. I was like, "You're the man." And like walked out, got my shirt.
You
back.
totally know that he is aware of how horrible those bartenders are.
everybody else. Yeah,
Like,
he's
he-
the only sane guy.
Yeah,
there.
like he must have felt bad and
Right.
was like, just take the shirt.
Cut to his perspective. He watches you walk out with the shirt.
yeah, he just took another one.
No. What he does?
No, he's like, that motherfucker. And then you come back, and he's like, wow, you got some guts. All right, yeah, you want on here. Just
have
take another
another
one.
shirt. No,
Tyler and I
no.
wouldn't go back in. We're
No,
like,
you-
we're just gonna go get some
I did it by
corn
myself,
dogs.
yeah.
No, how I see it is Derek walks out and he's like, yes, opens up a box full of $5 bills. Another one to my collection. Closes it.
He opens up a giant box of shirts like these aren't special at all.
This is every shirt I've stolen from every restaurant.
He takes the shirt, puts it in the photocopier, another shirt comes out. Yes.
So in the end, I didn't really steal the
Sure.
shirt. I just paid. I got a $13 discount, so that was pretty good.
Yeah,
We had a fucking awesome time.
Wow,
So.
that
yeah,
sounds.
it was great.
You technically didn't. You technically got, I'm not going to do that.
We had to include the tip we didn't leave. Like I put that in my like.
You put $1.50, right?
Yeah, because they were
Ours?
watching me. I was gonna put 0, but the guy was like staring at my check.
What I
so
would
I'm
do
like,
is
I'm
I'll
just
look at
gonna
him.
round up to 40.
I'll look at him and just do a giant zero across the whole receipt.
Yeah, really.
The worst.
I bet you I can draw like a middle finger without looking. If I
Yeah.
look someone in the eyes, I bet I could do that and leave for a
And I
tip.
should have prefaced this by saying, like, I know at least with me and Tyler, like, our biggest pet peeve is people who are rude to waiters and waitresses. So, like, they really deserved what they got. If we had left, like, barely any
Right.
tip.
And I'm the type of guy, I
It's a
tip a
tough-
lot. I usually tip like 30-35%
Yeah,
everywhere I
absolutely.
go.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Wow.
I tip a lot.
I know. I was thinking recently how much I tip, and like Harry's always telling me, he's like 20% is good, but like most people don't make like that much, so tip them more.
And it's a hard gig. Like, I did it for maybe
yeah.
6 months, and I was like, I
where did
just
you?
don't.
Where did
Yeah,
you?
I,
like
I
car
worked at
breaks.
Applebee's too. Like, that's not
Oh,
even
yeah,
that
that's
bad.
right.
Like, we had our busy days, like Father's Day. Oh my God, that was a
made a shit ton of money,
nightmare. I did make good money, and that's the thing. You can if you're good at your job,
Yeah,
but when you go
yeah.
to work and you're complaining in front of customers about how hard your job
Yeah.
is, like, you shouldn't work there because everybody knows that waitressing is a hard job. Like,
And bottom line is that it should just like pay more in general. There should be more benefits, et cetera, et cetera. The
Well,
problem
Well,
starts at the roots, but like we can't.
Well, yeah,
fix
Every
that.
place but the United States.
Right.
Well,
That's
yeah.
weird, isn't it?
Because like if you look at a waitress's check, or at least in the U.S., it's like, oh, $5 for a whole week, but then the
I mean,
tips.
not
Yeah.
that exaggerated, but
well,
like,
so
Well,
I
I-
mean,
but
Yes.
very low. Like
Very-
I know.
like
Yeah,
$120
$12.
yeah, so
Well, no,
120
like-
bucks for a full.
on a slow night at
Yeah,
Applebee's,
even
yeah, it was like
sometimes
$3 an
lower, yeah.
hour
Yeah.
was my base pay.
Yeah.
But so Father's Day, yeah, it was slammed. But one, the time went by super fast, and I left with like
Yeah, 'cause you're
$600
busy.
in cash. And then on a slow
fucking
day, it was
that
like
is an awesome
$120.
feeling,
But
though.
even that's like, I mean, I make like $200 a week at one place
Mm-hmm.
now, and I'm working not just as hard, but like
Yeah.
in double the amount of time. Like you could make what you need in like 2 days.
Yeah, no, I get out of work at 2:30 every day, and I make $400 a week, so it's really
Really?
not. Yeah.
But you have
Oh,
to.
shit, yeah, the fucking that bangs.
Weekends off
Really.
too, which is nice.
I
Like
have
if you're
weekends
a
off.
waitress
You
or a
have-
bartender, you have to work weekends.
You have weekends, holidays,
where you make
and
the money.
all
Yeah,
school
exactly.
holidays
I
off.
have Tuesday off next week because it's midterm election day.
like what?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Didn't you have
That's
Halloween
wild.
off?
I took
Actually,
Halloween off. I get 8 sick days right off the bat, and I only work 10
Wow.
months out of the year, and I get 2 personal days.
No shit.
you guys, okay.
So you took Halloween as a personal day, or you used
Personal
sick
day, personal day.
Well, you had the concert too, so it wasn't like. Edit this out.
No, keep it in.
That's the Tyler special. Yo, edit this out.
Just put my little peen back in.
Always gotta keep.
I just love his little butt cheeks.
Yeah, Maggie has a little wine stopper. The little guy whose peen disc goes in the bottle.
All right, can I ask you guys a question really quick?
Yeah, go on.
No.
Can I fucking help you? You got a problem?
Is that
I
the
didn't mean to
question?
slam
Is that
it.
the question
I didn't
you
mean
want
to
to
slam
ask?
Hold on, wait.
I had a
Because your answer is A, no you can't. B, no I don't have a problem.
Have you
had a
guys
question.
ever wrapped around your plans and like morphed your day into getting home early so you can play video games for like 6 hours?
Yes.
Only every day for the past like 6 years maybe.
I was like
Yeah.
Tyler. I was like Kyle. We gotta get because I went to the Boston Red Sox parade. I'm like Kyle. Like there's gonna be traffic. I don't want to have lunch. We're just gonna go straight home. And, like I get home at like 2:30. I'm like I'm playing this motherfucker. till
Exactly.
10.
And that's why you got home.
Yeah, and it's like I need at least 6 to 8 hours of video games. Like what a fucking loser.
It's sad though, like, because I just thought
Keep it
about
to
that.
yourself.
Do you have?
Go on. Did you have something to
You still
add
have
to
some
the class?
incredible criticism about it.
Oh yeah, by the
I
way,
do, but he might.
the girl with the squirrel whiny voice is my girlfriend that I live with.
Yeah, we didn't really introduce that.
That's
but-
fine.
okay,
They'll
can
figure
you-
it out.
But the thing
Hi,
is,
Maggie.
hi, I'm the sometimes funny one. That's how I want to introduce myself.
Actually, that's a really good tag to like live under for like,
Yeah,
the rest of your life.
yeah, sometimes
Sometimes
funny.
okay, funny.
Like I pretty much say everything and hope that people laugh, but it's like a 50-50.
That's how you get funny.
Yeah,
Then
I
you
guess
learn
so.
to practice.
No, it's not
It's
working
22
out.
years and nothing's really changed.
Counting.
But,
And so we wait.
One, when you listen to this back, I don't have a squirrely voice. Like I actually have a pretty
don't.
deep voice. I've
Trust
been very
me.
self-conscious about this. I'm like, do I even want to do this podcast?
Yo,
Like,
it's Maggie.
but what I was gonna add to his story was, he said, do you ever like try to get home early or plan your day around like getting
Yeah.
home to play video games? But what he wanted to say was, have you ever like taken off like multiple days of work to stay home?
It's called a staycation.
Yeah.
Video games?
Yes.
It's called a staycation.
It fucking happens.
Hey.
Sometimes you get worn
Hey,
out,
the
and
new-
sometimes that happens to line up with the new
And
release.
Yeah,
if you're
come
Tyler,
on.
sometimes
Exactly.
it happens
Yeah, you
once
take a
week.
long weekend.
Biggest worst day of my fucking life when I took the day off for Andromeda when that came out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Biggest
why did I
regret.
take day off? I don't get the
If
shit
you
kicked out of
could,
me to play this.
if you could somehow go back in time through some ethereal means, would you do that day over again?
The
Would you go
Andromeda
to
day?
work? Would you
No, I
go to
still have
work?
that day off. It's
Yeah,
really
you
bad.
would.
But I also
I would play
You'd
something
still
else.
play it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably just ended up playing.
I will
something else.
I'll never take a day off for work for a video game again because the last 2 times were No Man's Sky and fucking
Are you
Andromeda.
serious?
Yeah.
Wow, I am sorry.
Yeah,
That's
Jeez.
so-
You
that's just
almost did for
awful.
Red Dead. Don't even.
really
even.
wanted to for Red Dead.
You
I
almost
really-
did. Instead, you just took an Adderall and stayed up for like 6 hours.
Hell yeah.
He's like,
fucking-
I have
2
ADHD
hours
and
of
it's
sleep?
prescribed to me. I don't illegally take drugs.
You can't live
I ju-
under this facade for the rest of your
Yeah.
life. Everybody knows you're an addict.
No, but like Derek's like, I'm gonna stay in, smoke some weed, like relax. I'm like, I'll take an Adderall and like be fucking amped to play video games. Like, we're the complete opposite of people.
But to your point, I actually self-reflected upon that recently, in which I was like kind of scheduling myself, which is very unusual for me. I was writing out a schedule of what I needed to do.
Odd.
And I realized that, like, come the evening, I was like, okay, this time is definitely reserved for Dota 2, right? Like, definitely. And I'm like, why again? And I'm like, oh, because I totally feel obligated to do that all the time.
Oh, to
I
re-
feel like
to
that's how I
release.
should feel my time.
People like families will go work all day, come home, cook dinner, and then watch fucking shitty
TV.
sitcoms for like
TV.
4
We
hours.
just
He
don't
just
do
described
TV.
my family without saying
Yeah.
it. He wanted to say it, but he didn't. Say
No,
it.
if
That's
I
my-
said your
that's my
family, I'd say watch TV and then ignore Maggie when she tries talking to us, and then no. I'm gonna tell you a
he's not
story.
even
Don't
kidding.
even start
He's not
this
even
on my
kidding.
podcast.
This is gonna be weird for the podcast because I'm the only one of the emotionally abusive family, so it's gonna be weird that there's 2 now. But when her dad's watching TV, Maggie will come and try to talk to him like, "Oh hey, what's up, Dad? I haven't seen you in like 3 months," and he'll pause it and just fucking look at her and stare dead in the eyes.
Not even into my eyes, like
and then
into my soul.
when she's done talking,
You behind you.
yeah, and then when she's done talking, he won't say a word. He'll just look back at the TV and press play. You're like,
No, sometimes
oh.
he'll give me like the nod. Like,
Yeah.
A
yep,
gruff.
I got what you're saying, but like I'm not interested.
Like, I'm watching you. But this is
I
fucking
have to watch
Swamp
more
Monsters
Last
on
Man
TV right now, right? That's fucking big. I have DVR, but I need to watch this fucker now.
River
no.
Monsters is on.
Oh, distant father.
But my dad, he would just yell at me and say, "It's Sunday."
Why are you talking to
It's
me when
football.
football is
Yeah.
on?
My
Right?
dad-
Those two things don't coincide.
My dad would he would say, "You could talk to me in the commercials." Then it's commercial time. He goes, "Do you have like video games to play?" Like when I
That
was
is such a
Wow.
Rob
Yeah,
thing to
so
say.
it
That
is.
is such a Rob
when I was
thing
a
to
kid
say.
though, when my parents got divorced, my mom was gone. She hated to play video games, but I was at my dad's house. Sundays were like, dude, I could fucking do whatever I want from 9 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
till 10 o'clock at night. He'll be in that living room, not leaving, and I can do whatever the fuck I want in this house, and he's gonna do
That was
nothing.
your time.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was
It's so odd.
it was great.
Different for us.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
The
I would
best,
say.
one of my best memories is my dad was dating for a little bit, and he brought this girl over for the first time.
And then
And
you hooked
You
up with
said
the
that
girl.
Oh,
This is like a terminal thing.
This
No,
is
no, no.
great.
She came over, and I only met her once. She made us sit down at the dinner table and shut the TV off while we were eating. She said,
Oh.
"We're gonna sit at the table and eat."
Fuck yeah! What
never,
did we do?
never fucking saw her again. She was
Are you
fucking,
fucking
he
serious?
was like, "In this house, we watch TV while we fucking
Your
eat."
one chance in normalcy and domestic living, and you
Yes.
threw it away.
My dad did.
No, I know that. I'm
yeah,
talking to
yeah.
Rob.
No, my
Not that.
brother. My brother. No, it was so
Christ.
funny. My brother was 8, and at the dinner table, you can see the TV in the living room in my
Yeah.
old house, and shut the TV off. And my brother's like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, you don't shut up. I'm watching football while I eat.
Yeah, and that actually it takes me off guard. A lot of the time, I'll walk into your house just looking for you, and the TV will be on, but nobody's in the living room.
Always
That's
on.
amazing.
And then my mom
to
will come
me.
downstairs and be like, "You left your fucking coffee maker on again."
yeah, yeah.
So I'm like,
One
"You leave the
time-
TV on all fucking day."
Yeah, one time she actually threatened to throw away my coffee maker. This really nice Keurig because I left it on and her electricity bill was going up so much. I'm like,
Wait,
every
so-
day I go upstairs and turn off your TV. How does it, like, am I going to have to throw out your TV?
I looked at me. I was like, "Mom, the fucking outside lights are on at all times. They're always fucking on, and you give me shit right
It's
now."
priorities, man.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
but now,
It's gonna
honestly,
boil
though,
down
like,
to.
hi, Candy, if you ever hear this, honestly, I get it. Now, like, living in my own place, I'm, like, unplugging.
Paying for your
I'm,
own
like,
shit.
I'm, like, turning off the heater because it's too expensive. I'm just seeing, like, dollar signs everywhere. I'm fucking freezing.
I'm
but
so
I don't
confused
care.
about the Keurig, though. I'm surprised I just
Well, her...
because usually
okay.
they turned off.
It's
So what
automatically.
she
it's a company
said-
Keurig. It's made for businesses where
Oh.
you have the little switch on the
Commercial
back,
Keurig.
and it's always ready to cook. Like,
Oh.
always
Yeah,
ready to
so,
make
like, it
coffee.
was always,
And
like,
they have the
heating.
AI in it too. So
Oh, they
it's
have-
like
oh, cool.
it's very loud.
It doesn't work anymore.
And it's like, "Would you like a hand job with your coffee?" yeah, I would.
And then a gigantic robotic hand comes out of the
Comes out and
back.
grabs you. It's-
Yeah, shut the finger up your ass. I don't know that.
I'm not partaking in this. You can't goad me into this.
So what'd you do, Derek?
I want to talk about Hilda.
Okay, yeah.
I want to talk about
I have
Hilda.
no idea what that means or anything about it.
Have
It's
you
a-
heard about Hilda?
Nope.
It's a show
It's a
on.
new cartoon.
Abilities, not. Go on.
You're gonna
I feel
focus
like
your
we need
energy.
to have our own side
focus-
conversation because we don't
Yeah,
know what's
it's-
happening.
No,
Actually,
no,
I'm
it's a TV
interested.
show. Netflix original. Grimes did the theme song.
They-
No,
Rapper.
it actually
they wanna
sounds
do.
familiar, yeah.
She's a musician. I don't. She's dating Elon Musk, but that's not why you should know her. She's just a really good artist. But it's marketed as a kid show like Adventure Time is in the same way.
Fucking love that show.
Yeah, same with Steven Universe, and we talked about like Gravity Falls
Yeah.
and shit like that. It's marketed as kids shows in that same way, but it's
Like,
not
yeah. No.
right.
Like
Exactly,
Like Batman animated.
dude.
Like
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
kind of.
Kind.
In the
Kinda
same
like
Watching
kind
SpongeBob
of-
now, it's like
Oh, yeah, you
definitely
realize
not a
that it's
kid's
not.
show.
He's not meaning by like theme of it, but like
And it's not sneakily underhanded or
Yeah.
anything. It just is a straight up good show. And I've been watching a lot of it. And it's Norwegian, like all the like guest voice actors like Norwegian, like these Norse names. And you think that, oh, I recognize that character, I recognize that voice actor, and you look at the credits, there's no one you recognize. But like this whole show, the one thing I've noticed that it does fucking amazing that I haven't seen a show do in a while is scale. What they use scale to their advantage so well, because
Oh, you mean
I wanna,
okay?
like-
You mean scale as in like kind of like perspective wise?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I was kind of confused for a second.
What
It's
did
like
you think I meant?
scaling.
What do you think I meant?
I thought it slowly got higher and higher. I was like,
Yo,
what?
the gore starts to get really intense by episode 5, and then
like,
like the holy war on episode 6 is
The
insane.
last episode was directed by Quentin Tarantino. It was fucking crazy.
Everyone fucking died.
You got shot and squirt.
At any rate,
Oh my god, I hate that word.
so there's a lot of I'm trying not to spoil shit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of it's mystical, magical. There's elves and giants, etc., etc. So you got elves, and then you got people, and you got giants, like 3 separate like tiers of height. So when you have the main characters, the humans, drawn in their full perspective as the artist wanted to do them, and then you have the elves who are drawn in this little like chibi form.
Yeah.
Like really stylistically drawn, like little chibi form, and then you can like zoom right in on the elf. They'll zoom right in on the elf, and he's like right there. And then they meet a giant who's the size of a mountain, and you see that the same thing that happened exactly early in the episode zooms right out, and she's like sitting with the giant or something, and she's drawn in that same little chibi elf form where like the giant is fully fleshed out and like very
So
detailed.
cool.
Yes, and they use like this great squash and stretch animation that actually I talked to Nate about it. He doesn't like it because
Really?
it's slow. It's very slow. It's very smooth and gradual. The animation is super flexible, and they like use a lot of squash and stretch stuff. But like, not a kid's show, per se. I mean, it's sometimes there's episodes about like making friends and like being nice, but at the same rate, like still great jokes. Like their use of lighting is fucking amazing. It's so good to like be able to like see this stuff like come out and like get made by actually talented people.
Yeah.
And like it's a Canadian British show, I believe. I'm pretty
yes,
sure.
and also, like, again, with the voice actors, like, these are, like, nobodies.
There's nobodies. They're nobodies.
These are just random people that are like, all right, we have this, and they brought it to Netflix.
All the
I feel
voice
like
actors.
I've at
You've-
least seen it pop up on my
if you've been on
yeah.
Netflix, you've probably at least seen the title card of it. The
That's
little
something
girl, so it's like a little cartoon girl. With
Is the giant in the
Yeah.
like? Is it in the
Yeah, the card that
Title
shows
card?
him
Yeah.
sometimes.
I don't know.
He's very big. He's got a long neck. But it's really cool to see. Every single voice actor in the show is either British, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, or like has like a thick Norwegian, like Swedish accent or something like that. And just checking the time. But definitely like really, really, really stoked on the show because it's actually like it fills the void where that Adventure Time left because it ended recently. So I'm
Yeah.
like waiting for something to like watch to like get on these like fun adventures, and like this show's really fucking good. Everybody should go watch
How
it.
was the last Adventure Time episode? Did they end it pretty well?
It's kind of weird. I mean,
Weird.
it is Adventure Time.
I feel like they will bring it back.
that
again.
kind of goes without saying. But definitely goes without saying. I didn't like it a lot. I didn't love it, but it was all right.
I still think one of the best episodes Adventure Time ever did was showing the Ice King before he went crazy. That's like one of the best episodes, like
The
period
flashback
for like a
episode
cartoon
with
episode.
the
Yeah,
flashback episode with Marceline, right?
yeah, the Vampiretta. Whatever.
Darren and I were talking about this earlier about Adventure Time and about like so he was saying it's that skit humor where it's like each episode it's its own thing, not necessarily in chronological order, and you don't have to watch the episode previous to understand what's going on.
Unless if it's in like a part, quote
Right,
unquote, like
yeah, like
part
part
one,
one of
part
2 or
2,
3.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like I loved that previous, like in seasons 1 through 4 of Adventure Time or whatever. And I kind of got thrown off when it got like really weird and like time travel-y and story driven, like towards the end, and you really liked that.
Oh yeah, I think it's because like I don't like skit humor that much, really
Yeah,
too much.
that's
I'm
understandable.
not a big
Or
fan
like a
of it.
serial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's kind of different too because I'm bringing it back to Batman again because I think animated series did Batman the most. Like,
Yes,
I
the
think that's the
original-
most that's the most accurate Batman you're ever gonna fucking
The
get in your
original
life.
animated series?
And like they had
Not
one.
Batman Beyond.
No, the original animated
like 1993 animated series.
series.
I think I've seen
Where
it.
They made
It's really
they
good.
absolutely made
first episode is Man Bats.
Mr.
Surprisingly.
Mr.
Oh, the
Freeze's
Mr. Freeze episode,
Mr.
yeah.
Freeze's episode. Sorry, Mr. Freeze. You know, you probably don't know anything about, but his backstory is like he tries to do this for his wife, like he tries to bring his wife back and stuff. They
She's
made
cold or...
that.
Yes.
Well,
that was our show. Everybody go home.
no, but he tries to bring her back. They made that up. Harley Quinn. She was not a thing in Batman universe
Yep.
until the animated series made her.
Really?
Yeah.
Um,
So this is
and-
super influential.
They also
didn't it?
made Mr. Freeze's backstory actually kind of relatable
Yeah.
instead of being comically stupid.
and
uncanon.
and
Yeah.
their Joker was the first actual Joker that.
With Mark Hamill.
And then every
Oh, that was Mark Hamill
yeah.
Joker?
Yep,
Yeah.
And then
Kevin.
everything from that. has been made, like every Joker you see from there goes back to that and how he acted, where he's like, he's comically funny and he finds things funny, but he's also like evil at the same time.
Right.
But I also watched this
It's
really.
a very scary mix. Like, I realized that when I watched the old Batman movies.
Yeah.
I totally didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No,
like,
it's okay.
never
And
thought about the Joker like that until the newer like trio.
And I watched this huge video on YouTube about like, the philosophy of the Joker and stuff, where he's not evil per se, but he is completely indifferent to good. Like, he doesn't care if it's good or
True
bad.
neutral.
He just not even. It's more like
What do you think?
he's chaotic. He's
Just doesn't
chaotic.
think about it.
He doesn't.
Chaotic what?
He wants to think that everyone could be just like him with one bad day.
Chaotic what?
Neutral.
Neutral. I would
Yeah. He's
Indifferent. He's indifferent to...
chaotic, neutral, leaning towards evil.
because
Like,
I thought he
kinda
always
between.
goes towards evil.
Yeah.
But like there's a comic where Red Skull. They become like try to be friends, and he ends up killing him because he's like, you need to join us. Like, I only buy American stuff, and shoots him. And they're like, wow, that's really good job, Joker. And he's like, no, I do things that I want to do. But there's another thing about why I like Batman so much is they had this other philosophy about it where where good and evil always has to be balanced with crime. So like if you have Batman, he does all that stuff to try to tip the balance. So it's like
mitigate the
it's
crime.
completely like so. Then him doing that, the evil crime has to go way over the top to equal him. So he's actually making crime worse. Like he made the Joker basically.
Yeah, well,
And-
because of his some events that he was part of.
Yeah.
He ended up forming the Joker.
Yeah, exactly. And Robin, Jason Todd would have never died if it wasn't for Batman. That would
Yep,
never
that's
happen.
true.
And a lot of his villains coming off of that. And like when he did the whole thing with Falcone in the very beginning, then like Penguin stepped in. Like all of his enemies were going off of what he did. So he made all of his best enemies. So the more you go from him, it's really interesting.
Dude, this is the deepest lore. Like,
Yeah.
This is some
Yeah.
deep fucking lore.
And it's
Oh, it
crazy
goes deeper.
because
Way deeper.
like name a series that's been going on forever
Simpsons.
that you love.
Simpsons.
Besides the
Did he
Simpsons,
ever-
Derek.
Tyler's never
I'm-
seen The Simpsons, so he can't relate.
I'm talking about different versions of it. Like, have you ever seen a different version of something you love? And
Yeah, when they put
did
family on The Simpsons.
no,
That was the worst episode.
where you look at where they did the character wrong. Like, oh, that he would never do that. You know what I mean? Like
Wait,
how
when
there's
someone
different-
else writes
like
it?
in comic books. Yes, exactly.
Oh.
A different timeline
But with
spin-off.
the Joker, millions of people have made him. But
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
always
yeah.
the same in
same,
every
yeah.
single thing. That's very
That's
rare to
the
have.
hard
What-
part with Batman though. Is like when I tried to get into the comics and stuff, but they have like what is it? The new
New
I didn't
52,
want to talk about it.
Reborn.
The
but
new,
then-
50, new 52 is
Yeah,
off
it's
now.
like-
It's not new 52 anymore, isn't it? They
Yeah,
rebooted
there's
it.
Reborn.
and they're
Yeah.
constantly
That was a while
doing that, and they
ago.
have been
Yeah.
for a while. So it makes it so hard to like really get into it. At least now,
Which is
Just
why,
read Court of the Owls. You're welcome.
yeah, which is why it's kind of easier to just kind of go like, what are the good ones, and like you just
The
kind of search
classics,
out.
yeah.
No, not even that. Just
You think
like
it's easier?
I think so.
easier.
It's
I-
way
There's so much choice, though.
I
Well, it's-
only read graphic novels.
it's
now.
way easier than trying to keep up to date. So this is what I do. It's like, all
These
right,
are the tips on the pro.
not really.
No, he's not.
Everybody listen in.
But like for the New 52 and Reborn, is like I just wait until a lot of those series are out because I don't like single issue comics and I like to just buy the graphic novel and read
Netflix
it.
Yeah.
binging.
Yeah, basically. So it's like I don't want to buy every graphic novel and read it. So I'll be like, all right, which ones are good? You just search online and then
yeah.
you debate off of the descriptions. and all
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Like with Batman, it all depends on who's writing.
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
I was super into Batman when Scott Snyder was writing it, and then when he
Yeah.
left, I'm like, I'm good. Like I'm
I
done
like
now.
the Frank Miller comic, The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
That comic
he's
was
that's
awesome.
another author that was really good for
I-
Batman.
He was a good one.
I
yeah.
still
Frank-
think he ruined Batman for a lot of reasons though.
You're talking with
Because
well,
every Batman you see in media is just off of that one exact Batman.
The
image.
Dark-
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Dark
I mean,
Knight.
grungy,
Yeah.
like,
And
where
like,
is she?
and like, I'm so sick of this shit. Batman's never sick of justice. Like he will
Well, that-
always do it. But that's the old 60-year-old Batman that lost everything.
Yeah,
They always
like-
go off of that
That
one.
is never sick of justice.
well, like that's
He's
the-
always hungry for justice.
Justice.
That was the appeal of
A is
it when
for
it came
Alpha.
out. Like, oh my
B is
god.
for
Yeah,
that.
but it's so run down now.
No, I know, but like the appeal of it when it came out was like, oh my god,
sick of it.
Batman is just giving up
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. And he did give up.
Like, so and
And then,
so yeah, Frank Miller,
how do you know Martha?
awful. Alan Moore, Grant Morrison.
Who's the guy that made the Killing Joke?
Isn't that Alan? I thought that was Alan Moore.
Who's the like homeless looking dude with a giant beard that's like gray in between? I think that's Alan Moore too.
I think it's either Alan Moore or Grant Morrison.
Well, it was made in the '90s. So it's probably Greg
Secret
Miller too.
jewel.
Yeah.
Sorry, me and Darren
Yeah.
know way too much about
Me
Batman.
and Derek are like zoning into
taking
another
the
like
nicotine.
podcast here.
Don't worry, everybody. There will be just an episode of just us
Okay.
talking
Yeah,
about Batman.
if Derek's ever gone, don't fucking go to that episode because it's gonna be straight about Batman and
All
fucking.
comics. Unless you're into that sort of thing.
And Darren's like, all right, everyone, you guys want to hear about World of Warcraft lore? Boy, do I know everything about
I
it.
take out a tome.
Strap your
Okay.
fucking damn selves
So
in.
Thrall, he was there, but he kind of wasn't there. He was in before time talking to Nostradamus, but then he was at the same time.
If you're ironically talking about Warcraft lore, you're gonna actually get into
No, that was
Be
actually
careful.
that
It's
was
a very fine line.
that was actually what happened.
I know.
And that's my cue.
I'll be going.
And that whole thing, the whole expansion was just about pandas. that no karate. I'm not joking.
He's
Ask him.
not wrong.
I know you're not joking. That's the funny
In the
part.
realm of Pandora.
But okay,
Karate.
change subject. I've been
Yes,
waiting
please.
fucking weeks to talk about this.
Please.
So,
She had a
what
period.
is? Congratulations.
Go on.
So, what is one thing that you are like incredibly good at? And don't say video games because Tyler already told me that's what you guys are gonna say.
No, I said
One
being
thing that you're
stupid.
incredibly good at that will literally never help you.
Disappointing his parents.
In your-
Derek's really good at that.
Yo, shout out to my parents. My parents love me.
We all they have cry time every night.
Shut up. What are we saying?
I used to say crime
What's one thing that
time.
you're really
His dad walks in, puts in an old 1920s gangster suit. All right, I'll see you later. Crime time, you know it, son. And walks out with like a
Okay,
pinstripe
What
suit.
do you know about my parents?
that is the vibe that I am getting from this like setup here with the lights and
Yeah,
the
it's a-
dark table and
It's
the
awfully
mismatched chairs.
procedural. Like, we should be planning something right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Pink, what do you have to say about this?
We're planning on how to make a shitty podcast.
There are like hidden tunnels in this basement that I don't know about.
No, but yeah, go on. I want to go
Please
deeper into
do,
that, what
please
you just
do.
said.
Oh, you want to go deeper? Okay. Okay.
That's all,
So,
folks.
what's one thing that you're really good at that'll literally never help you in like everyday life or just your life in general? Mine is I am weirdly good at naming celebrities. Like, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I read a lot of
That is
magazines
very
as a child.
specific.
And don't test me on this because I feel like you're totally going to embarrass me.
It's
in front
gonna
of the
happen.
podcast, but like.
We'll
mean-
test you afterwards.
He's
I'm
really
pretty
at
good.
faces.
I'm pretty
I'm
good at it.
also
Like
good
you can
with
be like,
faces.
"Who's in this movie?"
So-
and I mostly, not so much with like,
okay.
not so much with like once you get in like 90s and up. Like once you go back, like I really only know like Humphrey Bogart, Audrey Hepburn, like But
If you saw a celebrity in public, current, would you recognize them? Do you feel that your talent...
no, but that's mostly because I just like am not very observant.
She's
Like
oblivious.
I could pass somebody on the street and not have any idea.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but like if I'm watching a movie, I could be like,
Always knows in it.
I have a lot of good masturbation techniques if I don't have you at all.
You've already
you
expounded
really?
upon all of those.
Wait,
No,
is,
those
it,
were
is this like a real thing? Is this
Not
like a
all
real
of
thing? Because
those.
I'm interested.
Yeah, do you know that...
Oh, here we
Should I
go.
get into this?
Just do what you will. I've already
You
lost.
can just rub.
Oh.
You can rub the bottom tip of your penis over and over
Okay,
again,
that
and you'll
doesn't
come.
count. That doesn't. That's the.
You don't need to stroke or anything.
That's just one technique that you probably learned from some weird Reddit site. But
Or
is
just,
that the
or
only
just
technique?
like
Testing.
What, yeah, it was what the fuck is,
Experimentation.
So what do you
Trial
do
and
when you're
error,
home
that's all
alone,
it
Tyler?
trial and error.
Don't
He
do
doesn't text back for 2 hours. I'm like, I don't know what he's
Maggie's
doing.
like, all right, have a nice day. I'm like,
Yo, you nailed that knuckle crack. That was awesome. Fuck yeah, the whole show was worth it. That was
sure-
amazing.
Oh my
I
God,
sure
that was
hope they
great.
got picked up.
Oh,
really well.
it so did. Dude, that
He did
echoed
it,
through
like,
the
right in
canyon.
front
That
of
was
the camera.
amazing.
he's gonna like,
Wow. Holy I don't need to add anything to that. That requires no effects. It is just raw.
But Maggie, don't take a black light to your apartment. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. I was gonna make
he's,
a joke. but
He's
it might
talked.
not be.
there's nothing, not even a spot, and then her mother's picture is just drenched. What the fuck?
Okay, this is taking a left turn.
Sorry, Laura. But what were you gonna say there, Derek?
It's weird though because like
remember.
I don't have any pictures of my mom on the wall. So like,
It's hard to
where are you
find.
getting these photos from? Like, do you just like hang them up and then take them down and like hide them?
I got a method.
It's a seasonal rotation. You know?
Like, oh, it's getting cold out. Time for jacket.
Is anybody else
Jacket
like?
Maggie.
Is anyone else like extremely uncomfortable? Because like I am.
No,
Nope.
Mom.
we're changing. Don't worry.
All right,
Don't
Darren,
think
what
I'm
are you
talking
really
about
good at
mom.
that won't help you in life?
Oh, there's a lot. But
I'm not very good at lying.
I'm just really good at having existential crisis in bed. It's just really,
that's a great one. Had one earlier today. It was great.
It's
really just busted it out.
Yeah.
Like, can you like eat?
It would be a lot. It would mostly be with lore in video games, I would say. Like Tyler said, with World of Warcraft, I would say Mass Effect, Resident Evil, the Metal Gear series.
Final Fantasy.
If I go into the Metal Gear series, it will
Darren,
not end.
Yeah, Darren just simply knows a lot about Kingdom Hearts too.
Yes.
an ominous amount about Kingdom Hearts.
But yeah, I would say that would be my useless.
Pretty good one.
Derek is an absolute champ at making really funny Snapchat videos that'll never fucking help him.
That's kind of what I was gonna say.
His vaping
no,
tricks.
the thing with Derek
Those
though,
aren't that good.
the thing with you is like you're extremely talented in like everything you do. So like
That is not even
no,
close.
you don't think it is because
he
it's
just lacks
you.
effort.
Like nobody,
No, don't remind me.
But like, there's so many
Now I'm
jobs that I'm
motivated.
like, oh my god, Derek should do this.
He's
But it's like
He's
more
born
of
in
a
New
hobby.
Hampshire.
Imagine all the opportunity here. I guess.
But hey, you're going to Cali.
I know.
so
I'll be relocating, and that is probably pertinent to talk about the show. And we'll talk about that later. But
let's just have like a 3-hour special, like
I know it.
since you're
Just
leaving.
goodbye. It's only goodbye.
Since you're
and we're just
leaving in like 2
waving at
days,
him.
and we all just found out about that.
You hear an old time like steamboat in the
Yeah.
back. Good bon voyage.
Oh my god.
Safe happy trails.
It's
I would say
actually-
beatboxing. I guess.
Yes.
No, you've
Oh my
lost
god.
it.
Okay.
You've lost
So
a lot of it.
I should preface this though.
You don't
like,
beatbox.
Okay.
You don't
Have
beatbox-
I then,
you don't
Sensei?
beat-
I don't remember you teaching me all your fucking ways.
You don't
and
beatbox nearly as much as you used to.
the
Well,
first
you aren't around
thing.
me as much as my free time.
The first thing, Derek, that you ever taught me was boots and cats.
The
Like
boots
that,
and- the
when
boots
I
and
think
cat-
of
the
you,
boots
that's
and
what I
cat
think of.
beatbox.
Like you
Yep.
taught me that boots and cats,
Yep.
boots and cats.
You
You've
can-
always been beatboxing.
I always have been, and I remember like I would always I did it for the talent show for
that
high
was-
school 2 years. 1 year I did it by myself,
Yeah,
just for the talent. And Mr. Smith, I remember, calculus teacher, was like, "Yeah, I heard that was really good. Like, what'd you do? Like, what instruments you were using? Like, it sounded like you were playing all of them."
My
and I was
throat.
like, "Yeah." I was like, "That was just me." And the next year I
You
did.
did like a rap battle with
Yeah,
somebody.
and I can't remember whose little brother it was, and it's killing me because they just came up to our middle high school. It was a middle high school.
Was the guy that played soccer with us? He was
No,
the defender?
I hadn't, because we had a lot of JV kids pulled up, but I never interacted with him. He was somebody's little brother, and he knew I beatbox, and he was like, "Hey man, like, I beatbox sometimes. Like, do you want to do like a battle or something?"
Was it Gavin's?
Gavin who?
Gavin's little.
I'll bleep it out. I don't care.
H.
No, it wasn't him.
Oh.
I don't remember who it was, but he was like, "Will you do a beatbox battle with me?" And I was like, I don't know, I wasn't planning on doing anything. And he's like, "Oh, whatever." I was like, "You know what, fuck it. Like, sure, I totally will." So I like went up on stage, and I think I went first so that he could go last, right? That's how that works? Yeah. So I went first, and I like did a little simple thing, and like he was actually pretty good. He was in like 6th grade, and he like laid down some fucking pretty tight ass tracks. And then I think for the third one, I did one that I did last. I did Jingle Bells because everybody remembered that last year, and so I did Jingle Bells, and everyone was like, "Yeah!" And then he did his thing, and he stopped, and like I was like, "No, keep going, like, you have to show me up." And I like started keeping him going, and then he like popped off and like did some cool shit, and it was really really cool, and he had a fun time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, never gonna help me in life, I guess. Beatboxing,
Good memories.
Yeah.
good memories. Good memory for song lyrics, I guess. That's
Yeah.
but that's in the same vein. That's not like really a skill, because like.
But it is though. Like I see like knowing celebrities like that's like
Yeah.
that's like
To be able to be at the party and be like, "Oh yeah, no, this,
yeah, and
that,
people
that,
are
that."
always coming to me like, "Yeah, who is this? Who is
Yeah.
this person?" and
Let me
whatever.
tell you, when they come up to me asking about what snake
asking about like when the fucking frost
What-
legion struck.
Everyone's listening to music and vibing.
what weapon could surpass Metal,
Metal
Gear?
Gear, truly.
Everyone's like having a good time. You hear Darren in the back. No, you're thinking of Metal Gear 4. that was a giant microwave who was walking through.
That
That's
was
not the part I was
old
talking
Snake.
about. Yeah.
No, not Big Boss. He's his father.
Did you ever see one of my favorite pictures on the internet is a guy bowling, and he's bowling almost a strike, and the guy bowling says me, and the bowling pins are everybody else in the party, and the bowling pin says Donkey Kong lore. Fucking awesome.
That might be the other one.
To imagine that Donkey Kong has lore.
it does.
Oh my
technically.
god, we're not
But-
getting into
Don't get
that.
me
No, well,
started.
I was gonna say, segueing off of Donkey Kong. Did you watch the Nintendo? You didn't because you went to work.
Yeah.
Nintendo had a direct for the latest Smash reveals. They revealed everything.
What else did they reveal? Is there any other characters? Is that it?
We got 3. 2 are going to appear in the game, and 1's coming in February. So, first one we have Ken. Ken is now
From
Street Fighter. He's an echo
I
of.
could give a shit. But
He's a. I mean, it's nice that he's in there.
Yep.
But yeah, he's an echo of Ryu. And then we got some Pokemon from Sun and Moon.
Oh,
I don't fucking know.
I was like, what is it? I don't know.
What is the one with the super long neck? That'd be amazing.
No.
The giant
Execute.
was it a Lola form?
Yeah, Alola
Yeah.
executed.
Cloud has a special move where he picks him up and uses him as a sword.
Buster Sword has been
Well,
replaced with Alola form.
I don't care about the Pokemon, but his moveset's really cool because he's just a straight grappler, it seems,
Really?
which is what kind of the
wanna
Smash
look-
was
Is he a
missing.
giant cat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
a fire
It's the
cat.
fire one from Sun and Moon.
It's Big
Yeah.
Cat.
Because
from Sonic the Hedgehog.
his special move is he's a fucking wrestler. And he just like
Yeah.
power drives you into like the stadium
Yeah,
in the Pokemon game.
he's just a straight grappler, which I think the game has been fully missing. Like just a
What do you mean he's a straight grappler? Because how do you play Super Smash Brothers game with only grapplers?
How you played me again with Donkey Kong?
Well, okay. but
I
no,
mean, this is just from what I caught.
I'm
I
saying
mean,
that's one. That's your Z button, right? That's
Yeah.
one. That is grapple.
I mean,
how do
this
you
is
base a character.
This
around
is
Wide
just what
grapple.
I'm kind of basing it off from his moves, but it seems like his side Bs can throw you like some ropes, some wrestling ropes appear, and he throws
gotcha.
you into it, and then
Okay.
it seems his moveset seems fun. I don't care for the character though.
Okay.
Who's the one coming in?
Totally fair.
It's piranha. It's a piranha plant. It's a piranha
Super Mario
plant.
Sunshine?
Yeah, that's his final smash, but it's literally just a piranha plant in a planter.
That's it. That's the whole
That's it.
character.
That's the whole
best
character.
character.
It's-
That's
we
the whole
already
character,
we did
yeah.
it. We have the best character.
No,
really.
It's an inanimate object. It's amazing.
I'm super excited because I love these
They
crazy
put
picks.
that over Waluigi.
I know.
So I think he's
just
an
throwing-
assist trophy. I think I don't know. If
Waluigi?
they, yeah.
He's been since Brawl.
Yeah, but they didn't reveal the characters, but they said that they're gonna have 5 DLC characters coming in later, not counting Piranha Plant. So 5 characters from scratch that have never been in Smash Brothers.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
can't wait.
Don't you eat those chips, man.
Oh no, they're combos.
okay.
Combo.
Bet your
Derek's
ass they're
like shaking his
combos.
head. No, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, what's happening?
So yeah, they
God
revealed that. But yeah, no, I'm excited. Actually, Nate wasn't very excited. He was very let down that Banjo. I was kind of let down that Banjo didn't
never
make
be
it
in it.
in, but he could be one of the 5 DLC characters.
won't.
Microsoft and
There's no
Rare
way they
already
get the
said.
rights to that.
Microsoft and Rare already said that's fine if you guys want to put him in.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I'm
but
fairly certain they
don't-
already.
Yeah, but Nintendo
said-
doesn't like people that seem desperate.
Well, I mean, they can bring it. Like they brought in Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter. They brought in Cloud and Bayonetta
Snake, you know?
and Snake from Metal Gear. But anyway, what I've been doing this week, you might be interested, Maggie. I don't know if you guys ever watched it. Did you guys ever watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Absolutely,
Yep, I
all
know
the
what
time
you're
as a
gonna
kid.
say. That was my shit. The original one.
Yeah.
But the one
So-
that they're coming out with.
No, it's already out.
out.
It's on Netflix. I was watching
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I was
But
watching
it's
this
not
on.
like it's
no,
not
it's
like
not.
the old
It's
Sabrina.
not a sitcom. It's
Is it like a 2-part series?
it's
Or is it
like,
like a full
hour-long
show?
episodes.
It's
Yeah.
a slasher.
Yeah.
No, it seems like it's like a kind of like a. I've only watched 1.5 episodes, but it's kind of like a realistic take on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Really?
I watched
Yeah.
a
What
commercial.
channel's on?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a Netflix series.
And it has the girl from.
What's
did you
on
ever watch
TV
Mad
anymore?
Men?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
You can get like live TV on Hulu now. Like
Yeah.
cable companies are about to go out of business.
Yeah, oh yeah. They. The only
And
reason
it's
they
$40
haven't
a
been-
month. Why
But-
would you pay like $150 for Comcast?
Talk to
or
any
Xfinity?
person over 30 years old that
Yeah.
has a family.
I want to talk to people.
Yeah,
that
but
watch
soon
live
that's going to be us,
sports.
guys. Do you
Well, no,
realize
Hulu TV has
how
live
old
sports
we
now
are?
too.
But yeah,
We're about to be that.
No, we're not.
So
Fucking
we're the
20
new
I still have
generation
I still have
here.
8 years.
I'm literally eternally 22 years
Well,
old.
I'm almost 24.
Let's not talk
Wow.
about that. We can change the subject. Back to Sabrina.
But yeah, no.
Yes, Sabrina, Sabrina.
So it's not a sitcom. It's not like, oh, Sabrina, would you? Although I
Is it a
do
talking
have,
cat?
huh?
It's a talking cat.
So Salem is in there, but it doesn't seem like he talks while he's in cat form. So he has like a demon
He has
form.
human
that-
form?
He has a demon form. He's a demon.
Fuck. I can't. I'm like salty towards.
No.
They're making a new Charm too, and I'm like, fuck off.
But-
like, what was wrong with the first one?
Well, I'm fine with this kind of like remake, but what I was really let down by is that I wanted Salem to be the really like fake cat that they had in the original sitcom. So like
Never
Sabrina.
stoop to that level.
No, that would be
It was
amazing.
great,
Like in
though.
this
Yeah.
kind of like gritty, like realistic, in this like realistic, in this realistic Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and then Sabrina like walks into her room like, oh, I can't believe Principal whatever's doing this, and then Salem's like, yeah, whatever. It's just a fake cat.
Cracking one-liners.
It would.
He was the best part of that show.
Is he CG or
No, he's just a cat. He's just a little cute little black cat.
If the cat
they should have
doesn't talk, it's
airbutted.
not
They should have
Sabrina.
airbutted. Blah, 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 blah.
He's the only animated
You
thing
know
in
what
the
movie I
show.
can't stand? Beethoven. That was like,
The old movie.
yeah.
Derek
the
doesn't watch
target-
fucking movies
I don't
ever.
watch
So
movies.
he
Wait,
talks
did
about
Beethoven
Yeah,
talk?
we talked
Yeah,
about
he
this.
talked.
We talked about this in a
I just
few
don't
past
watch movies.
episodes. He never
But
watched.
boy, the guy that's made
movies?
Spirited Away, he's seen every single fucking movie.
No,
by
I
that guy.
haven't.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Have you seen
All
what's
of
the
me is-
Flight of the
that
Flyer?
movie.
No. What's the
Flight
Firefly?
Flight of the
Flight of the
Flight of the
Conchords.
Conchords.
A Fireflies? I'm fire.
It's supposed to be like a really good anime
The
movie
Studio
with
Ghibli
Firefly.
movies. I have
Yeah.
not seen all the Studio Ghibli movies. I've only
Princess
seen
Mononoke is a really good one.
I've only seen My Neighbor Totoro. That's it.
Oh, really?
You've never
only
seen
that
Spirited
one?
Away?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
We should watch it together
I
sometime.
know. I have a lot of catching up to do, but like we talked about earlier, video games get in the way.
All right, break's over.
All right, can we get a 4-part harmony?
All right,
Do
so
like a barbershop
talking about
quartet. Sorry.
so talking about harmonies. Talking about harmonies.
Talking about harmonies.
Harmonies.
Wait, it's time for listen to it or else.
Oh, did it start?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we've already.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You got some great fucking content.
Oh yeah,
in
it's
here,
gonna be
dude.
loud.
Oh yeah.
Derek,
Tyler, what do you
Derek could take a
listen
break
to?
in his poop corner real quick.
What is a poop corner? You're supposed to tell them about the poop corner.
I was gonna add something, but I'm like, nope, this is gonna just take us on another like hour-long journey. So I better
Just
not, or
rush
Derek's
it.
gonna fucking never invite me back.
Please.
I really like, since I saw his concert a few days ago, might as well put one of his songs in. It's called Game by Kyle. And that's the rapper's name was Kyle.
Oh yeah, you went to go see
Kyle. Yep.
You went to go see your
With
brother.
who did he go with?
his brother
Kyle.
Kyle.
It
His younger
was,
brother Kyle, who likes Monster and motocross.
it was pretty good, but there's this one man chain smoking joints right next to me. And I'm like, dude, we're fucking
You
inside.
can't do that though. Like it's legal in Mass, but you can't just smoke like that inside a building.
Yes, you can.
You can't even
At a
smoke
concert?
cigarettes inside a
There's
building.
no way. There's no way.
You can't.
Oh,
You
no,
can't
you're not
even
allowed
use your
to, no.
vapes
Yeah.
inside.
No, you're not allowed to, but nobody cares.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
I
He would
lied.
smoke the whole joint and be like, I'm like, dude, you just stop. What are you? And then he
Enjoy
did it.
the
And then he was
show,
like,
man.
fuck, do you want to smoke weed or do you want to watch this fucking guy's concert? God
Talking
damn.
about repeating
pick
idle
one.
animations.
Yeah, exactly.
Just pulls out like one of those
Yeah,
cigarette
Dude, you
wallets.
weren't worried? Maybe he was stuck in an infinite
Yeah.
loop, just
I
like-
wanted to smack it. I wanted to smack out his hand. I was like, I'm gonna smack out his hand. If I was like, I pictured me doing that, and he's like, he reaches and smack out him, and I'm like, God damn.
You look in his pocket, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Smack it on his hand, pulls out another.
He doesn't even reach into his pocket. Like he reaches behind him.
Yeah,
and
like a
pulls
shitty
it
video
out.
game animation,
Yeah.
like- and then it plays his hand.
Into his mallet space.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, ching.
So yeah, basically you ruined this guy's time, so that's fine.
Good job.
So your turn. It's fine.
Oh, okay. You're not gonna elaborate. Okay.
He's not going to.
Never do.
Mine is what is it again? Oh, Test Drive by Joji.
Oh yeah, right
His
on.
new album just dropped, and
That was
like
one.
I'd say like 80% of the songs on it are pretty dope. But
Okay.
there's
I
like
would
2
agree.
or 3 that are.
You listen to it?
eh.
Some of it.
Yeah.
About 80%.
I just
of it.
like him. Like I like his vibes. It's so different from anything I've ever listened to.
It's totally like a SoundCloud rapper, right? Like he
Yeah,
epitomizes
but like
a
different.
No
Like
face
SoundCloud
Post
rapper,
tattoos,
but not
Malone.
bad.
I
No face
love
tattoos,
Post
though.
Malone.
No, yeah, right.
But Post Malone's vibes are totally different
Yeah.
than Joji's.
And
but
he
they
was a
both are
SoundCloud
kind
rapper
of like
too. He
yeah.
just started.
Yeah, Allen Iverson. That was his first song he ever made, and I was like, wow, this is
Allen
really.
Iverson, what the
That's an
White Iverson.
What Iverson?
Yeah.
Allen
Allen
Iverson's
Iverson
the
is-
actual
is that
basketball,
basketball player?
Well, no, he said I'm gonna ball like Allen. Like.
Ah, gotcha. Which one was it by
I'm sorry
George?
for making fun of you.
No,
What?
it's okay. You
Which
should
one
watch
was it
basketball.
again?
Which one? Oh, Test Drive.
Test Drive, right?
Yeah, but then the Can't Get Over You one is good too.
Yeah.
Have you seen his music
I-
videos? They're
no.
so bizarre but so cool.
I follow him on SoundCloud. I haven't seen him. I didn't know he made music videos. Though. That's cool though.
Yeah, he
should
cut off
watch
all
it.
of his hair.
And
He did? No shit.
He looks better that way, I think.
No.
Yeah.
Go on.
No.
Song
you
man
go
now.
Monkey, make me dance.
Derek, you go because
Or
I have to
dance
get
for
the
me.
name. Of,
What's up?
you go first. I have to get the name of my song.
Yeah, man.
I
found a song that I would never normally listen to, but I found that I really liked it. It's called One Day in Chengdu, and then it has some Chinese symbols after it.
Song.
No, it's by Bohan Phoenix is a Chinese rapper, and I guess he like came to US, didn't know any English, and then like made this music. And I listened to the song the first time, and like sober, my mind you sober, and the when I listened to it, I visualized myself like in a city, like looking up at like city lights. Like that's what the song like sounds like to me. It sounds very weird. It sounds very weird to say because it's a hip hop song. He uses a lot of auto tune, and it's like it's unattractive because auto tune is unattractive, right? But at the same time, like the beat he made is really, really like potent, and it's really, really good. And it definitely brings me right to the city. It's really, really cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I do that all the time. I listen to Crush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I always like think of myself on the metro in Paris.
Right? It
That's
brings you
cool.
right
That's what's cool about songs, though. Like, I have a whole, like, playlist dedicated to songs that make you feel like, not like you're in a movie, but you know how, like, scenes in movies when they're, like, looking out the window or something?
Absolutely.
Like, I
No,
know it sounds
totally.
weird, but
If
it's
you
just a
visualize
feeling
the
that I
camera
get.
panning out on you, like that would work.
That
would
make you,
totally
like,
work.
think about life and, like, you,
Totally.
you know,
Did I
like,
tell you what I do when she like makes me upset? Like she'll say something mean to me in a car.
You look out the window wistfully.
No, I put on the song. Who
Enya?
can say where? It's like,
all the time.
Like, Tyler, you all right? I'm looking at the window with the song. Yeah, fine. Why?
yeah, I might have said
No,
it
it's
the
just-
first
I'm
time you
just
did it.
thinking.
Now it's like, oh, it's just Tyler being Tyler.
Yep.
My mom had that CD. That whole Enya
Oh, yeah?
CD.
Darren.
What? My mom definitely had that CD. Darren, song man now.
Jesus
I saw
Christ.
your joke.
Jeez, calm down there. It would be Joyride by Roxette. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Roxette.
Hmm.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
I know
of
the name
song.
Joyride.
Yeah.
I don't know the band Roxette.
I know the band Roxette. I've heard of them.
It's a two-person band, isn't it? Basically, it's just
Yeah.
I don't know if there's
Mindy Roxette and Junior
Yeah.
Roxette.
Yeah, they're great.
Good night.
Welcome to Late Night Podcast. Don't you just heard the good part? Now this is where we all just take a break and
Got it.
I'm crashing here. Help.